What is happening, Gothamites? K-Wing here, and we've got some Batman video game news. Remember that tease that happened yesterday? Well, now there's another one! In fact, all the symbols have been released, and more cryptic tweets by WB Games Montreal has been going on Instagram and Twitter. And a lot of the phrases that they're using, capture the night, seize the night, they're all more or less Latin, I believe. Now, I've done some digging and tried to find as best I could the different factions of the Court of Owls, because that's what these symbols are. I really thought one of these symbols also was the Order of Saint Dumas, but it's not. The only symbol I've found for the Saint Dumas of recent is from the DC Rebirth. And you can see here in this picture, that's more or less what the symbol is for that faction. Not to say that the Order of Saint Dumas won't play a role in the game. We don't know. I mean, the Court of Owls is something that's existed for a very, very long time. It was written by Scott Snyder from the New 52, and basically the Court of Owls is a group that's existed for centuries in Gotham. And while Batman's been active for about 20 plus years, there was a group that had control of Gotham before. Now, the problem with making this an Arkham game is the Court of Owls has never come up. Ever. There were some slight teases in WB Games Montreal Arkham Origins, such as the statues on top of the hotel that Joker blows up. But other than that, the Court of Owls has never made any appearance in the Arkham games, because the Arkham games, if you didn't know this, they were pre-Flashpoint. They were not New 52 stuff until Arkham Origins kind of played around with some things and encompassed some things from the New 52, and it's kind of why the story and the canon doesn't really work. In fact, the timeline is so convoluted between Arkham Origins and Rocksteady's franchise that it is time to just kill it off, let it end with Arkham Knight, and start something brand spanking new, with the Court of Owls at the forefront. So the different symbols that are going around, I have some ideas, which I'm going to discuss with you guys real quick before that Fortnite Batman stream. Oh, heaven help me. And no, I won't be covering the Batman thing forever. It's only until October 6th, thank God. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't having fun with it. So if you want to check out that stream, well, there's the link. Have fun. So anyway, back to the symbols. More symbols have released. And you can see that these are the ones that were shown on the bat symbol the other day. And a lot more tweets have surfaced from different people involved with WB Games Montreal, such as product leads, PR, some of the designers, and all kinds of stuff, and marketing. So the fact the game is happening is pretty exciting. It could release a trailer tomorrow during PlayStation State of Play, or we could get something at the Video Game Awards. Personally, I think the game will be dropping in 2020. I don't think that it will be coming out this year, even though Arkham Origins did get its first tease in the spring of 2013, I believe. It showed up at E3, and then it released in October in kind of a whimper. But I think WB Games Montreal has learned from their past mistake, as well as WB Games, because there wasn't enough promotion and hype to get people interested outside of YouTube. So I would say 2020 would be the best to give Avengers a run for its money. Especially myself and Arkham Videos, we've just kind of not necessarily given up on the Batman games, but we're both going full swing with all this news now. But let's talk about the symbols, okay? One of the symbols that you can clearly see here, we're going to start with something different than the Court of Owls. This here is a symbol of the League of Assassins. Now, I've cross-referenced a bunch of different Demon's Head symbols from DC Comics for the past 30 years, and this one is pretty close to a lot of Ra's al Ghul's League of Assassins, League of Shadows symbol that were used to describe the faction literally led by the Demon's Head. And there's actually a Easter egg, I believe, in Arkham where they show a very similar symbol to this. So the fact that this game could be a sequel to Arkham Origins is pretty exciting, but at the same time, I hate the timeline. Most people hate the timeline. It's time for something new. And if you're going to make a new Batman franchise, what better way to jump right off with a Court of Owls story, maybe dealing with, of course, Ra's al Ghul and the Order of St. Dumas. Because remember, the Order of St. Dumas, Batman did not discover them until Arkham City. There was no mention of them at all in Arkham Origins. So to have them appear in a sequel to Arkham Origins, you can see where I'm going with this, it doesn't make sense. The other symbols, the other three symbols, are definitely talking about the Court of Owls, such as different factions. Now, this one took a little bit of digging on my part, and an obscure comic or two. So, a couple of years ago, Dick Grayson was talking with Lincoln March, and they were trying to get the, Gray Son of Gotham to come back, and they kidnapped Damian. I believe they put a bomb in his head. It was pretty messy stuff. But the Parliament of Owls, when they were discussing things, there were different symbols that were all over the place to show different factions of the Court of Owls. And I looked at a lot of these different symbols, and I can't really show it to you because the comic isn't online, but trust me, it's there. There are different symbols that were shown on the computer screen in that Nightwing book. At least I think it was a Nightwing book, or it might have been a Batman book. It was definitely part of DC Rebirth, and Grayson had just been back as the Nightwing persona, and he was dealing with Lincoln March as the Court of Owls, which I believe Lincoln March is killed by Talon in that anyway. But the different icons were different factions of the Court of Owls, which they spread out. It wasn't just a Gotham thing. They were all over the world. And I believe Batman or Nightwing made it their mission to go and destroy the different, branches of the Court of Owls. So these symbols could be different groups of the Parliament of Owls. The Gotham branch, International branch, and who knows. Or they could be brand new symbols to basically describe different, not tribes, but different ranks of the Court of Owls. Like, you have the Parliament, you've got, the Owls, and then, of course, you would have Talon. In fact, one symbol looks very similar to Talon himself, which you can see from this rendition from someone on Twitter. I don't know who did it, but this is the comparison. This is the picture they used, and it, basically evens up pretty well with Talon's face. So those are the symbols. You can expect more info about this game all this week. September is the last big push for Batman 80. They still have a couple fun things planned for October, November, and December, but nothing as major as September and early October. So I would say a trailer would be happening pretty soon. Don't quote me on that because, again, this is speculation, but a game is in development. We know that. WB Games Montreal is working on a DC property. Scott Snyder is involved with a DC property, and it's not just his tweet that leaked. There's some other details that I can't share that tie him to a DC video game. And what better video game than to be one about his creation, the Court of Owls. So I will probably be back with another Batman video in a day or so. But now I want to hear from all of you guys and gals. What do you think of the symbols? Do you think it has to do with different factions of the Court of Owls like I discovered? Are you going to lean with me on that? Or do you think that these are just different rankings for the Court of Owls that are going to be a brand new symbol that, WB Games Montreal has made? Pretty much, this is the demon head symbol from Arkham. So, I mean, that's confirmation right there. But, yeah, tell me what you guys think. I'm curious to know what you feel about this. Are you hyped about this? Or you just don't care anymore? Me? I am ready to board the hype train, and if Arkham Videos is talking about it, well, guess what? So am I. So the grandfathers of the Arkham community are back, and that means Batman will be coming back as well. So beware the Court of Owls, and seize the night. Until we meet again, guys and gals, God bless and happy gaming. It's gonna be a fun rest of the week. Oh, and before I forget, I'm actually streaming Fortnite, the Batman edition, over on my other channel, K-Wings Let's Plays. Be doing mostly the Catwoman stuff today, but probably show the 2008 Batman skin and the comic book stuff. So if you didn't know those characters were in Fortnite, they are, and they will be available until October 6th, and then they'll be gone forever. So if you want to play in Gotham City and do all that other fun stuff, you can check that out. Also, I will be having a video of exploring Gotham City in free play, so you can see what the city is like over on my other channel tomorrow morning. But I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks so much for tuning in. We've got lots of great Batman stuff coming your way, so don't miss out. All right, later, people.